From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Friday, May the 26th, 2017. United States Special Envoy for International Negotiations Jason Greenblatt left Israel last night after a quick return trip to follow up on U.S. President Donald Trump's visit earlier this week. As we reported to you yesterday, Greenblatt met in Ramallah with Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas yesterday morning. He later met with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, together with the American ambassador to Israel, David Friedman, in Jerusalem. Greenblatt also met with the parents of slain IDF soldier Hadar Golden, whose remains, as well as those of IDF soldier Oron Shaul, are being held by terror group Hamas in Gaza. Greenblatt wrote on his Twitter account that he expressed regret to the Goldens on the loss of their son and that Hamas should be ashamed of their inhuman actions. Today, Greenblatt, upon his return to the U.S., joined with Israeli leaders in condemning the terror attack in Cairo this morning, where at least 28 Coptic Christians were murdered on their way to pray at a monastery, many of those killed children. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu also tweeted that Israel strongly condemns the severe terrorist attack in Egypt and sends its condolences to President el-Sisi and to the Egyptian people. The president of the Union for Reform Judaism, Rabbi Rick Jacobs, had a private audience this morning with the Pope at the Vatican. Rabbi Jacobs was at the Vatican as a leader of Religions for Peace. The two discussed a number of issues relating to the promotion of peace and collaborations, and Jacobs said he was greatly honored to be able to express to the pontiff the deep appreciation for his interfaith relations, adding, "We also applaud his efforts to secure Middle East peace based on a two-state solution that embraces Israel's security and well-being, as well as the fundamental rights of the Palestinian people." Israel will host the 2018 Federation of International Lacrosse Men's Championships. This is the first time since the competition launched in 1967 that a country other than the U.S., Canada, England, or Australia will host the tournament. Last year, Israel's national lacrosse team placed second in the European Championships and seventh in World Championships held in 2014. Executive Director of the Israel Lacrosse Association said those successes helped put Israel in good standing when submitting their bid to act as host. He said, "We're delighted to showcase our country, our facilities, and the spirit of Israel to the world." The Israel Antiquities Authority and the Israel Nature and National Parks Protection Authority this week shared evidence they've recently discovered of the last battle for Jerusalem from 2,000 years ago on the eve of the destruction of the Second Temple. The findings were found during excavations near the gates of the Old City and included arrowheads and catapult stones from the battle between the Romans and the Jewish rebels. The archaeologists said that 2,000 years after the destruction of Jerusalem and 50 years since its liberation, we return to the water wells, to the market, and the square of Jerusalem on the eve of its destruction. The IAA unveiled the massive find in honor of Jerusalem Day, Yom Yerushalayim celebrations held this week. And the three Israeli paratroopers whose photograph has symbolized the Jewish return to the Western Wall in Jerusalem in 1967 returned to the holy site on Jerusalem Day this week. Dr. Yitzchak Yifat, Zion Karasenti, and Chaim Oshri recreated the iconic photo, joining tens of thousands from around the world who visited the Kotel for the anniversary. And a docudrama about the Six-Day War was released in the U.S. this week. In Our Hands, The Battle for Jerusalem debuted on Tuesday to sold-out audiences. And looking at some other entertainment news, Israeli actress Gal Gadot, star of the new movie Wonder Woman, attended the Los Angeles premiere of the movie last night. Gadot served in the IDF, is a former Miss Israel, and a mother of two. And tonight, the Israeli film The Women's Balcony opens in New York, inspired by the experiences of Israeli screenwriter Shlomit Nechama growing up in an ultra-Orthodox community in Jerusalem. And it was announced this week that the acclaimed Israeli film The Band's Visit will make its Broadway debut this fall. The film was adapted as a musical by Israeli playwright Itamar Moses and Jewish-American composer David Yazbek. It ran off-Broadway this past winter and opens to previews on Broadway on October the 7th. And taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Friday, May the 26th. At 6 o'clock, live Shabbat services are coming up from New York City's Central Synagogue, followed by Matisyahu in concert at 7:30. At 8, a discussion on faith from the 92nd Street Y. And at 9, the premiere of the Israeli award-winning film David, a moving story of the young son of an imam in Brooklyn who is mistaken for a Jew. And at 10:30, it's Musica with Kobe Aflalo. Also, make sure to check the website, jbstv.org, for our special Memorial Day programming Sunday and Monday. I will be back after Memorial Day on Tuesday. And that's the JBS News Update for Friday, May the 26th, 2017. I'm Teisha Bader. Shabbat Shalom.